Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Y Media Group, established in 2001, is a media company with a 360-degree approach in reaching our audience over 5 platforms: television, radio, newspaper, online news portal, and mobile app.
Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian pop.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का #1 रेडियो स्टेशन FM 91.9
All English, 24/7 television network, and Y Media Plus.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com. The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Hello everyone, welcome to Y Media Group. I am your host, Shelley Sani. On May 16th, the Government of Canada introduced Bill C-48, proposed changes to strengthen the Canada's bail system. But what does it mean for a common person? How will it ensure the common man's safety? To give us more details on that, I'm joined by Minister Gary ANANDASANGAREE. He is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada. Welcome, Minister. How are you?
Oh, I'm delighted to be here, and I'm great, and I'm looking forward to having this discussion with you and your audience.
So, Minister, break down Bill C-48 for us. What does it mean?
Sure. Look, Bill C-48 is amendments to the criminal code to ensure that our communities are safer. It is about addressing some elements of bail. So as you know, the issue of criminal justice is a shared responsibility between the federal government and the provincial government. The provincial government is charged with what's called the administration of justice, which means they're in charge of monitoring, they're in charge of making sure that our courts function properly in the province. They're also for the most part responsible for bail. The federal government, what we do is ensure that the criminal code is up to date and reflects the values of what can be accepted as a right balance between charter rights as well as ensuring the communities are safe. So what we're doing right now is enhancing bail conditions for those who are violent, serious, repeat offenders. So those who are a very small group of people who are considered to be violent offenders, but who are also repeat violent offenders. So those who have gone through the criminal justice system, one or more times, we want to make sure that they are treated in a manner that ensures the safety of the public is paramount. So in a situation where it's a serious violent offender who's a repeat offender, we are imposing what's called a reverse onus on bail. So right now in Canada, bail is essentially a charter right. You're entitled to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. So in order for, if I am charged with committing an offense before the court, I am still presumed to be innocent until the government could establish that I am actually guilty. So in terms of bail, the presumption is that we're innocent until proven guilty, and therefore there is an entitlement to bail that oftentimes comes with conditions. In this case, what we're doing is we are asking the offender to demonstrate to the courts that they do not pose a risk if they're released. So it's a reverse onus. The onus now falls on the accused as well as the accused lawyer to say they're not, they don't pose a level of risk that may put the safety of the community at risk. So this is one of the major elements of Bill C-48. There are others, including, those who are involved in intimate partner violence, for example. We're looking at that as something that is very serious and making sure that those who are charged with offenses relating to intimate partner violence are, again, have to demonstrate to the public, to the court, that they do not pose a risk to the public. And these are really the main elements of this bill. We also have, for example, there is a review period. There's a 5-year review period to see that this doesn't impact racialized Indigenous or Black Canadians. It also makes sure that we have data that is collected in different parts of the country that speaks to how this has impacted our criminal justice system and those on bail. So overall, it's a package that is really meant to target a small group of people that have, over the last several months, have heightened the level of debate about bail. And what we have done is responded to the provinces and the territories who came to us at the FPT meeting on March the 10th and said, this is what we're looking for, and we've responded to that. So if you look at the response from the premiers, from ministers of justice, ministers of public safety, as well as people like the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police, Ontario Police Association, we have near unanimous support for this bill because it is really meant to ensure the safety and security of Canadians and our neighborhoods.
And in this meeting where all the provinces and territories came together, were there any specific demands made by provinces where the density of people is a lot and hence there is heightened risk of crimes, especially if we talk about British Columbia and Ontario?
Well, I think everybody came together on the same topic. So even if you look at province like Alberta, which often don't see eye to eye with the federal government, there was consensus on that we need to do this and we need to have this done by the federal government. Coupled with that are provincial undertakings. So the province of Ontario, for example, is investing $112 million into the system to ensure that there's increased monitoring as well as increased supports for those who are working in the front lines to do the monitoring of bail. British Columbia has an integrated case management model that is looking to bring in prosecutors, other experts to assess the safety risk of an individual and to really focus on those serious repeat violent offenders. So I think there is definitely consensus and there's definitely collaboration between the provinces and the federal government. So we have, on our part, done what we are we've been asked to do. So the province of Manitoba wanted to make sure that bear spray is part of the weapons that are in our designated reverse onus provision, and we have responded to that and included issues like bear spray into the legislation.
Right. I'm going to deviate a bit from the main topic of discussion here, and I will ask you a question about the serial rapist and killer, Paul Bernardo, who has been shifted from maximum security prison to medium security prison, and stern reactions have been coming out. What do you have to say to that?
Well, look, Paul Bernardo is someone, my generation, who's deeply traumatized our communities across Ontario, across southwestern Ontario. I represent Scarborough Rouge Park, and as many may know, Paul Bernardo went to University of Toronto Scarborough campus. And this morning I was with the Minister of Justice, who himself grew up in the Niagara region, and he was impacted because of his younger nieces and others in his family who were traumatized. And I think it's safe to say that Paul Bernardo is someone who universally Canadians are very concerned about, and he was deemed a serious offender by the justice system. We expect the criminal justice system, particularly the corrections, who are an independent body, to make decisions that are sound and that has the safety of the public top of mind. And I echo the concerns of Minister Marco Mendocino, Minister of Public Safety, who has asked for a review of what happened. And I think that Canadians expect that from from corrections. They expect answers, and we're deeply concerned of the impact this has on the perception of safety in our country. I can assure you that as a government, we are deeply impacted by this decision, and we will work with corrections to ensure that we find the right results on this issue.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, and have a good day.
You too. Thanks.